We're gathered here today because we are acknowledging the general state of our city and the decline of Toronto that's accelerated over the last 4 years. Every quality of life metric in our city for all citizens has been in marked decline since 2022, including but not limited to drug use and biohazardous waste all over the city and transit system. The state of our roads, efficiency and safety of the TTC is in a pitiful state. Property taxes are at record highs, almost 20% over the last 3 years. Infrastructure continues to decline, including our pathetic garbage bins and other street furniture. Renamings are up, though, and the city has lost the beauty and the luster that we all know it used to have less than 10 years ago. Why is this the case? Let's first start with shelters. Toronto's shelter strategy is completely flawed. It's completely backwards. We have a shelter budget that is almost $800 million, just shy of $1 billion, yet many homeless people would rather sleep on the streets because being in shelters is unsafe and unhygienic. Councillors are now hiding behind this idea of delegated authority, allowing them to sidestep public consultation and say they don't know about siting of different locations. Shelters are now accomplices in the drug trade through their harm reduction activities. They're attracting drug dealers and other nefarious elements, perpetuating addiction because they're freely handing out needles, meth pipes, crack pipes, etc. Our call is to, number one, audit the Toronto Shelter and Support Services Division, rescind delegated authority to city staff, prohibit harm reduction activities at all shelters, especially men's shelters, and make sure that all shelters cannot be located any closer than 200 meters from schools, libraries, parks, and daycares. It is time to protect our neighborhoods and protect our kids. On to Chris Moyse. Chris Moyse is a predatory councillor. He has a pattern of disrespect for constituents and saying hurtful things. Quality of life in his ward, Toronto Centre, has also declined in an accelerated fashion in the last 4 years since he took office in 2022. It is time to restore civility and respect to public office, and Chris Moyse should be sanctioned for his latest violation of the Councillor Code of Conduct. Our garbage bins are in a pathetic state, and several sitting career councillors who voted for this rotten astral garbage deal back in 2007 are still councillors. Fletcher, Perks, Nunziata, Peruzza, Carroll, Ainsley, they all voted to outsource our garbage bins to a media company back in 2007. What a terrible, rotten deal. It took 20 years and Integrity TO to make a huge stink about it for them to wake up and finally say, okay, we're going to fix our garbage bins. Well, that's too little, too late. We got to stop with the knee-jerk reactive governance. We want proactive leadership at City Hall. Term limits. I think the time has come that we really need to lobby the province to ensure that we have term limits at City Hall. Too many of these councillors have been here for decades. We have councillors who have been here since before the iPhone was invented, before Facebook was invented. This is how democracy gets stagnated. We are proposing term limits, 3 terms maximum, 4 years each. If you can't fulfill your legacy as a politician in 12 years, then it's time to retire and join the Bridge Club. Litigation. So why is the city finding itself on the wrong side of several civil litigations pertaining to third-party operators and shelters? This isn't lawfare. It's citizen frustration boiling over. When city staffers and bureaucrats have free rein to implement their agenda without good faith consultation, then we are in a bad spot, okay? When single source procurement contracts with $40 million are dished out to a company that has a Gmail, then you know something is not passing the smell test. When the city acts in bad faith, citizens will fight back, and the courts right now remain a viable defense for frustrated and fed up citizens. The TTC has devolved into the Wild West and is in a reprehensible state. It's an environment of impunity where drug abusers and the mentally unstable treat our transit system like their personal toilet. Law-abiding, fare-paying citizens now have to endure a dirty, unsafe transit experience where the risk of inhaling secondhand fentanyl is real. Our mayor and the TTC chair, Jamal Myers, are directly accountable for this, and Jamal Myers should resign as TTC chair. We're going to echo Councillor Bradford and what he said. We need a strong police presence on the TTC, bar none, period. We have a $1.7 billion annual budget for the Toronto Police Service. It's time to create a dedicated transit unit. We need a strong, visible presence on the TTC to handle business, deal with people who are acting incorrectly, and restore the deterrence effect. A couple more points, and then I'll get out of your way. I want to commend Councillor Burnside's motion to ban foreign flags at City Hall. But I do think that there more can be done. Integrity TO believes that only 3 flags only, should be flying at City Hall. And those are the flags of Canada, the flags of Ontario, and the flag of the City of Toronto. In conclusion, this This state of affairs that I've just described is the state of Olivia Chow's Toronto. This is the progressive Toronto. And a very large proportion of citizens agree that this is not the city they grew up in. It is not the city they want to live in. We have a big election in 2026, so please mind your vote. Thank you.